everybody said, hey, no, this look, he was in the fast lane. What this? It's a no call, whatever. Well, you have to call it. Two cars made contact, and I'm pretty sure a pit guy got hit in the process. You can't not make a call there.
Yeah.
Rule's a
Right.
rule. You have to call it the way it's written.
Right.
Did Kirkwood afterwards say that he would love to actually talk to IndyCar and find out exactly how they want him to behave? Like, could he have done something better? Do they want him to do something better? Yeah. IndyCar should be a lot more specific with everybody. Driver meeting before the season, saying, hey, we want if this is the fast lane on the outside on speedways, and then the inside is when you're pulling in or coming out, we expect you to not pull into your pit stall from the outside unless you have to. It's common sense, and we don't want to have to enforce these rules, but if we do, this is how it's going to be enforced.
All right.
If everybody's on the same page, these types of incidents either won't happen or everybody will know what the outcome will be instantaneously
and who's at fault and
complaining. But then what does Townsend Bell and James Hinchcliffe have to talk about if we already know what's going to happen?
True.
Everybody's on the same page.
All right.
Well, I will say, apart from being less ambiguous about, what they want from the drivers, etc., with the rules, it would also help if they just enforce them consistently. Like, that's the other thing. It's like they can be as specific as they want, but I mean, even with the rules we have now, they don't enforce them consistently.
Yeah, I know. It's Formula One, because it's
right.
Very difficult to tell. I guess that's where they get their inspiration from with their marshaling. They look to the big leagues and say, "Hey, boys in the NFL, they can just make up that there was no inadvertent whistle in the middle of the play. We can just pretend that we didn't hear it.
Didn't happen.
So they did it. So it's okay for us as high school officials to ignore an inadvertent whistle on our play. Oh, wait, we can't do that because, everybody in the stands heard it.
Right.
And all the players stopped playing and looking around like, what? You can't ignore that.
No, and they've been so inconsistent the past couple of years. It's like there's times where they call stuff, there are times that they don't call it, and there's no consistency. And it's like that across most motorsports, the more you look at it, because F1's notorious. MotoGP's no better. There's constant, varying penalties for similar incidents. And the worst part is, like, we as fans sit here and complain about it, and even journalists and other podcasters complain about the stuff, and there's just no change. That nothing gets fixed, nothing gets resolved from it. So all we can really do is just sit here and complain like we always do, and accept, well, nothing's really going to happen because nobody's mandating that they change it, because they know we're fans and we're going to watch it no matter what, and we're going to bitch about the penalties, and we're still going to be here, so they don't care.
I think there needs to be a personnel change for there to be a change in how things are done, because I think it's been the same guy in charge for quite a while.
They need like an outsider, somebody that can come that hasn't been in automotive sports officiating, someone that can come in and look at the rule book and just say, this is what I'm reading, this is how I'm interpreting it, this is how I'm going to enforce it, and then enforce it.
Yeah.
One day, it's a pipe dream. It violates every tenet of I was taught in officiating, where the officials should never be something that is talked about after an event. The worst possible thing. I don't want to be known.
Right?
I don't want anyone to know who I am. I want to be a faceless, nameless official who shows up, does his job, nobody complains, and then he goes home and gets paid.
Right? You call a fair game.
Exactly. That's all we want.
That's it.
But I mean, so we do have the PPG 375 from the Texas Motor Speedway. I feel like I have to put that in front of there because, and out of memory of Eddie Gassage, we'll call it the Texas Motor Speedway. Yes, and once again, big shocker, Joseph Newgarden, shooting off the 6 shooters, or in this case, it might be 7 shooters by this point.
To quote Mr. Feeney, let me show you my surprised face.
Yes.
I am just, I don't know about you guys. I'm just tired of seeing him win.
It's always at the ovals too.
Face.
It's always at the
It
ovals.
was a great race.
It
was
was.
a great
It
race.
reminded me of Packer. Like I was starting to get like reminders of Fontana a little bit in there, and the 2016 Texas race, like the continuation.
Yeah.
That final 10 lap shootout there with Hinch and Graham and and Elliott and all those guys that were in. It was nice to see some good old fashioned Texas racing.
It was. I mean, and it was, it was a race from pretty much start to finish. Like it was, that was just a great show they put on. It was, always unfortunate to end on yellow. Of course, I'm not advocating for green, white, checkered. Fuck that.
Okay.
But yeah, Pato definitely got screwed on that yellow.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is.
It is what it is.
For that longest time had the car to beat. And I was convinced that like from early on, like this is Pato's race. Like there's nothing gonna stop him. Like the only thing that's gonna stop him is an untimely yellow in strategy, and that ended up being it because whatever
spoke it into existence
change came on after that yellow brought Newgarden alive. And the rest was then he became the untouchable one.
Yep.
I mean, there was even a picture going around after this race of the leaderboard. And at one point, Pato O'Ward had lapped the entire field. It was only for a little bit of time. I think it was due to like pits and stuff like that.
Right before his cycle.
Yeah. But it was still cool to see he had lapped the entire field.
There was a consistent 10 lap stretch where only the top 3 was on the lead lap.
On the lead lap, yeah.
Like it's
we were watching it. We're like, is this Iowa? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, this isn't Iowa. This is a mile and a half.
Yeah.
Like this was a highway. I wouldn't be able to really even see the other car down there. That's how far down there they are. That's quite a bit. Can we get a caution to kind of bring this, get some more excitement into it, and
asking you shall receive.
Hey, yeah.
6.
Careful what you wish for.
Oh wait, no, 7 cars on the lead lap. I forgot. Car 26 managed to finish out the lead lap.
Ooh.
Yeah, we only refer to him as car 26 on this show, and not by his name of Douchebag McGee.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we were talking about fantasy at the beginning of this, and when I was making my picks, I was looking at Newgarden. I'm like, pick Newgarden. It's going to be him. It's always him. And I didn't go with him. And when it ended the way it did, and at first I'm thinking like, because Pato was doing so well, it's like, oh, Pato's going to win this, and okay, maybe I did make the right choice. And no, Newgarden gets it in the end. And it's sort of like that Thanos meme where it's Newgarden. It's I am inevitable.
Yeah.
When you're at an oval, Newgarden is inevitable.
I'm still waiting for
Except IMS. He shits the bed at IMS.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I think the racing gods are like, yeah, no, we see through you.
See, I think that he missed his opportunity. Like I would have been about it when he was racing for Sarah Fisher, or
Yeah.
Ed Carpenter.
Mhm.
Exactly. He went to Penske and it all went to his head. He was no longer that friendly kid that you could just walk up, any media person could just walk up to and he would happily talk to you. He flipped. He's like, hey, I got the taste of the good side. Yeah, I could kind of pick and choose who I talk to, and kind of changed as a person, and that not a good thing.
No. Nope. Did not change in a good way.
No, and this race, I felt so bad for Pato. I mean, he did
Oh,
so well. He did everything right.
he
The
had a
car was
great
perfect,
race. I mean,
and he just got screwed over by, of course, who else would it be other than Romain Grosjean? Yeah, wrecking and calling out the caution. But and I even messaged this afterwards. Like, this race was setting up to be so great, and then just filtered out like you wouldn't believe. It was so great. You were watching Newgarden get closer and closer. You're like, how tight is this going to be? And then it was just like, Grosjean crashed, caution, race is over. And it's just like, this isn't how this one should have ended.
right? Like, we're like on the edge of our seat. It's like, oh my gosh, is he going to try for another pass? Is he going to do it? How many laps are left? It's going to be a photo finish. And then, well, that's all she wrote. Yep. All right, pack up the cooler.
It seems like Grosjean's like the new Sato. That he's it's really starting to seem that way.
Yeah, now that you say it, I can see it.
Wreckers or checkers.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
When you've been to the top, anything else you kind of have that mentality.
Yeah. So, funny story about my fantasy league. It does make me angry. Like, for St. Pete, I had on my team Kyle Kirkwood, who was involved in the first crash.
Yeah.
And then the other two members of my team were Scotty Mack and Grosjean, who crashed each other out. At that point, I just threw my empty beer can on the ground. I was like, I'm fucking done.
That's brutal.
Speaking of Grosjean, yeah. So won't be making that mistake again. Yeah, he cannot be trusted. He is like the new Sato. Although I'll tell you what, I wanted him to do well, but I am not surprised that the first out was Sato at Texas. It was just like, it was almost too on the nose.
It was setting. It was like, all right, we got the Sato out of the way.
Yep.
And then it's like, okay, what does Sato? When's Delvin DeFrancesco gonna have his issue, have his moment? And you're right. It's like bingo, Texas bingo. And I don't want to say Sato's a free space, but you're hoping he's in a good spot on your card.
I mean, well, Molly and I used to always say that Texas typically demands a rookie sacrifice. And so I think rookie crash at Texas is the free space.
Yeah.
Who
Stingray
Rob.
Stingray.
Stingray was.
A rookie gets sacrificed every year at Texas.
Yep. Good old Stingray.
Yeah.
But the one thing I did not notice in his post-crash little TV moment was all the glory to God. It was no glory to God on that one.
I was amazed he led a lap. Like, he's credited with leading one lap.
I mean, good on him.
Hey, good on him. I mean,
right in the middle of round of pit stops, because lead change summary: lap 115 Felix Rosenquist, 116 Stingray Robb, 117 Joseph Newgarden.
Yep.
He got his 1 point for leading a lap.
You know what? Good for him though. Like, that probably felt badass. I mean, he's a rookie.
Well, oh yeah.
Like,
it helps in the rookie, like for the rookie of the year points. That's where
true.
you actually want, where you'd actually care.
That's true.
If you're going for that.
I just think it'd be, it's like the first time that you lead laps and in the big series.
Hmm.
I just think that would be badass. Like, I feel like even though they've been racing other things, that it's like, okay, that's one of those I have arrived moments.
Well, and you did with a Dale Coyne car too,
right? Let's talk about that. And I'll tell you who else. I love David Malukas.
Oh yeah,
And he can also drive the shit out of a Dale Coyne car.
yeah.
But oh my gosh, I love that kid.
Love grounded kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, get fourth place in this race. I mean,
Hell yeah. Almost at a podium. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
He earned it.
I
mean,
think
he's
that,
running sixth in the standings.
Yeah.
6 in points.
I think that we're going to see good things from David Malukas for quite a while.
Nose clean, and he will do just fine.
I heard audio after the race. He was talking to his engineer. He goes, when I started so much closer, to the leaders at the beginning of the race, it was so much easier to stay there.
Like, oh, never would have guessed that one, buddy. Your engineers were like, good one. Never heard that before. Next time you're gonna tell me that you love all the clean air you get while you're leading the race.
Yeah. It's like next you're gonna tell us, oh, being in clean air, I go faster. No shit.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't gotta worry about idiots in front of me. It's so much better when I'm out in front. Let's just stay there all the time.
All right, I'll say in his defense, sometimes things like that are super obvious, like the first time that it happens, you're like, hey now, because like the first time that I saw, so I'm a nurse in my day job, and so the first time that when I was in nursing school that I saw a birth, it was a C-section, and like when they cut into the uterus, this baby like just stuck its hand straight up in the air, like, hello world. And I was like, it's a baby hand. And this like cranky old nurse goes, what were you expecting? And I'm like, obviously I was expecting a fucking baby. Okay. Like,
excuse me,
come on now.
Act like you've been here before. I haven't.
I haven't.
But I haven't. That's the thing.
Right. I was like, it's a baby hand.
It's a little baby. It's so cute. It's a little baby.
I'll say this. I've seen some races where somebody who usually, stays around the back of the pack is usually way behind the leader. If they get close enough, they can stay with the leaders. Mm-hmm. There's a MotoGP race I can think of where there was a guy who was a lap down, but as soon as he got behind the two bikes that were in the lead, he was able to keep pace with them for the rest of the race. So sometimes it's just as easy as being near them and seeing how are they taking the lines? When are they braking? When are they getting back on the throttle? And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can stay with these guys. I'm never close enough to get with them and see how they do it and then stay with them.
You think Devlin would have learned that one by now? Just saying.
Yeah.
You would think DeFrancesco would have a beat on that by now. He's had so much practice at fucking it up.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to learn more from your mistakes?
He's like, you're not supposed to keep repeating them at the same track. Like, not only haven't done this all year, but I waited till my anniversary. I'm doing the same stupid shit. There goes Graham Rahal.
Oh man, talk about a bad weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole team, like, and I mean, they rolled off just slower than shit.
Did McLaren look that good, or was everybody that bad? I don't know yet.
I honestly feel like McLaren's kind of dialed in this year. I think some of that is genuine.
Yeah, but they're growing pains, and what kills them time and time again is their lack of experience, which is not their fault. They have to screw these races up strategy-wise for Pato for them to, finally get it right and beat somebody like a Tim Cindric.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at like Pato's leading the championship right now, so it's showing consistency. You had Felix getting the pole. So, I mean, they're getting there. I don't think it's going to be like we're not going to see a McLaren on pole every race.
No.
We're not going to see Pato winning the most races this season, but I think they're getting in. They're making the right steps to get in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, 2 years ago, Pato was number 2 in points behind Palou. So, a championship year for him is not out of the realm of possibility.
Nope.
Who,
And now he's
Pato?
got a third teammate there to help him out.
Correct.
Yep.
That more data, more
Mm-hmm.
Two of them.
just
Yeah.
more everything.
Yeah, well, and I haven't chatted with either of them, but it'd be interesting to hear if like Pato and Rossi like their cars set up in a similar way, because that just makes the data even more valuable. If if your two drivers like a car that's a little looser, or they both like it a little tighter. Yeah,
I wonder what Pato likes. I think he likes it more loose in the ass, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure.
I think he does.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
You've seen how fast his hands are. You
Yeah,
in order to, you got to have fast hands if you're gonna want that car to be.
No.
I feel like
No,
Rossi does too, because
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of I'm referencing the interview me, Missy, and Jared did with Pato, where he said he likes to steer with the rear of the car more than the front. So
that makes sense.
yeah.
I love Pato. He's
Mhm.
such a cool guy.
So somebody on Twitter wanted him and Newgarden to like get into like a hate relationship, even though they respect each other already. So I'm like, well, the hate's kind of pointless now, isn't it?
Right. We don't need manufactured drama. We've got enough actual drama on track.
That's why I said to him, was like, I think enough people hate, Grosjean and Rahal to go around. Honestly.
Speaking of McLarens, did you guys see they unveiled the liveries for the three McLarens for Indy?
I love how the fan base is literally 50-50 split on this.
I think they look amazing.
No, I think they look really good. And I actually got to see the liveries before they were released.
You bitch.
I know. So
rub it in. Go
yep.
ahead.
I say I'll tell you guys after the episode how, but but I did get to see them beforehand, and I will say lucky for me, because I am horrible at keeping secrets. They were really like they dropped it within a week, and I was like, oh, thank God, I don't have to keep that for long. Okay.
So yeah, like half people on Twitter are like, oh, I hope you got Roger's permission, and I'm like, I don't think they really do. They're the first ones with it in the late 80s in F1. Although the one from F1 and the one that goes on the IndyCar, I swear those reds are slightly different. Maybe it's just the degradation of like 80s film camera footage versus 90s. I don't know, but they never looked identical to me.
No,
Like,
the Marlboro car looked more
more
true
vibrant.
red,
Yeah,
whereas
like
the other one was more of an orange kind of a red.
it was well, I'm pretty sure it was like Ferrari red on purpose, because never mind. Yeah, didn't McLaren back in the day use Ferrari engines? I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure.
Unsure.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure McLaren isn't known for their, awesome horsepower engines that they throw around a track.
But yeah,
no, I don't think they build engines. Period. I think what engine goes into a McLaren? Is it
the real McLarens?
Yeah, like they don't use McLaren engines, do they? I mean, I know the F1 team sure as shit doesn't, because they wouldn't.
No, they use the Mercedes.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, the red was like a more bloodier red over in Europe, because you know how they love that shit. But over here, it was like, hey, look at the pretty color.
No, McLaren does make their engines for their road cars. It's the McLaren M838T.
Oh yeah, no, I meant in F1. I was pretty confident.
Oh, in F1, yeah, they use.
Yeah, there's no way you can get away with selling a $1 million chassis of a car. You know what I mean? Without there being an engine with it.
True story.
Do you ever see that car after Elon totaled it without any insurance? My God, how is that man alive?
And more importantly, why?
Why is he alive?
Why is he still alive?
Because he wears bandanas. You can't kill a man with a bandana.
He keeps fucking with Twitter, which is my favorite social media, and I need him to stop.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a shit show before he got here.
Yeah, but he somehow has made it worse. Like I used to enjoy that it was the wild, wild west.
Yeah, but I don't think
Oh,
Elon.
it is. It's
I
a bad
don't
shit.
think Elon turned it into that. I think mostly everybody on this planet under the age of 13 did.
Well, that's fair.
You know, they fucking can't. They can't understand what a good thing is. Smacking them in the face. They have to fuck it up somehow.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yep.
All
Well,
right.
we do
Oh
actually
yeah,
have a
so
race this weekend.
we do the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach.
For those that don't know, Acura is just a fancy Honda.
it's like the Pontiac of GM. It's like the Mitsubishi or the Lexus of Mitsubishi. It's like the
Lexus is Toyota.
whatever.
Yes, Lexus, yes.
You get my. It's like the Kia of Hyundai of another one.
Those are two.
No,
Yeah,
they're the same car.
Like the premium one of.
I mean, Hyundai or what I say, Hyundai.
So Hyundai has Genesis. Nissan has
Trust me.
Infinity. Toyota has
No,
Lexus.
I said Kia though. I said Kia.
No, they're equal on that plane.
Yeah,
I know.
Kia is not luxury anything.
No.
Hey,
they did try to make a luxury car. I will tell you that much.
Yes.
I'm not saying they're not good cars, and they are great on gas. Okay,
No, they're even better at 85 mile an hour head-on collisions.
But we only drive Chevys or Hondas here.
Fuck yeah, I've totaled both.
Frank, there's not many manufacturers you haven't totaled.
The one surgery out of 16 car accidents in a 4-year span, I was in a Jeep. What's that tell you?
Never buy a Chrysler product.
Although they do have the best factory speakers.
Yeah, that thing bumped, but unfortunately the airbag didn't.
Well,
it never went off. I hit a cinder block sign for a JC Penney and fucked it up. Not a single airbag. No airbag.
I'll say this about Long Beach. Long Beach has become like very prominent on my radar recently. Formula Drift was there last weekend. For like I think it was Thursday. No, it was Friday and Saturday. So I was watching that, and they do it from the I don't know. I don't want to call it the back straightaway, but like that horseshoe part right before the hairpin.
Yep.
They start on that little straightaway, and then they drift right into the horseshoe, switch left, and then they come back to the right around the hairpin. So as across social media, because IMSA's also there this weekend.
Are they really?
There's a lot of rubber this weekend.
And
that's
so
a great race to go to. When IMSA and IndyCar are together, I think it's a match made in heaven because it makes IMSA somewhat, tolerable.
Yeah. But there was a bunch of clips coming out of people going around the hairpin, and you could just see all this rubber laid out from the Formula Drift series that was there last weekend.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got a friend of mine, actually, my AV friend who persuaded me into getting the microphone and all of the new equipment. He is actually going to be in Southern California this weekend. So he texted me today and was like, "Are you out at the race?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Damn, I'm in Southern California." He's like, "I'm thinking about stopping by." And I was like, "Cool." I was like, "I'm at work, so give me a minute." I was like, "But I'm going to send you a map and I'm going to highlight the best area to be for general admission." I was like, I'm going to make an arrow to the exit you want to use. That'll put you right on the beach. There's just, it's not a great race for general admission, but I won't publicly share my spot.
Just give Arnie a call and say, "Hey, my co-host's going to be here. His name is."
I should do that. No. I don't. You know what? I wouldn't 100% trust him. He would.
Who, Arnie or
I
your
want to
friend?
get on Arnie's
My
bad.
friend. Well, I've made my friend my personal tech support every time I have an issue, and he didn't really take that into consideration when he talked me into buying this equipment. That meant that he was going to be the guy that I call every time I can't figure out something.
You got a
So,
great microphone there, by the way.
thank you.
What kind of microphone is it?
It is an MXL 990. And I actually got it from Sweetwater Music, which is located, it's local to me, about 2 hours north in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Nice.
But you can order online as well. And because their name is Sweetwater, every order comes with a little bit of candy in the box.
Yeah. they do.
Nice.
Well, I mean, except for guitarists, we get picks. It's like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the company I work for actually buys taffy from a company called Sweetwater.
There is a company
Oh.
called Sweetwater Taffy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we order large quantities.
there's also a personal lubricant called that too, Jared.
Okay, well, we'll have to do some more research on that one.
That was very targeted.
Well, me and your mother did plenty the other day.
Oh,
I was-
son of a bitch.
And I thought it couldn't get more aggressive. Okay.
I'm joking.
But yeah, this weekend is going to be a great weekend if you have the Peacock subscription, because I've been looking at the schedule between IMSA and IndyCar, and it's especially Saturday, because Saturday you have practice 2, qualifying, and then right after qualifying is when the IMSA race starts. It's from 5 p.m. to about 7. It's a 100-minute race, so.
Yeah, those IMSA sprint races are usually really exciting, especially in the street circuits with all the carnage.
It's only one stop, right? It's usually
Yeah, it's usually a one stop.
Yeah,
with the forced driver change in between.
But because I'm surprised they're only doing a sprint race when IndyCar's there, when they have like a large driver pool to pull from for it.
Well, there's other series there too besides just.
Yeah, it's a full weekend. More than just IndyCar and IMSA. I'm sorry, Jared, I cut you off.
No, it's always a jam-packed weekend there. I mean, they don't even have Indy NXT there because it's so jam-packed with everything else.
Which I'd rather have them there than IMSA personally. I would have sacrificed them for the young guys to be there.
I know you would, Frank. You'd sacrifice just about anything to not have to watch IMSA.
Well, if NASCAR wins it, I don't win any part of it.
I know they got their special garage 56 or whatever they're promoting.
I am so pissed off about that. They got that.
I can't wait to see that car just wreck out.
The what?
They're gonna crash it. So
now
let me explain.
Yeah. So Hendricks Motorsports got this project together. It's called Garage 56. So in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Garage 56 is reserved for cutting edge technology. So the whole premise was going to be a NASCAR Cup car as a hybrid. They took a Cup car, they added aerodynamics, they added the lights, all this new technology, and they were going to have it be a hybrid powertrain to promote NASCAR trying to move towards hybrid powertrains. That didn't happen. They couldn't develop the hybrid powertrain. They were able to get the car outfitted with lights and the aerodynamics and all that stuff that it needed.
What kind of a battery cell these idiots are using? I'm just curious.
I have no idea. They never even developed it.
It never got off the ground.
No.
It's funny if they use hydrogen cells, and then the first crash, it's just a big mushroom cloud.
It's like the Hindenburg.
Exactly.
Like I was here because they've been talking about this for like a year now. This NASCAR Garage 56. They've got like Jimmy Johnson's a part of it. Jensen Button's a part of it. Like they've got some big name drivers for this. But it was
that second one. Who gives it?
But it was supposed to be this whole like evolution and like there were people speculating that NASCAR might not even get it's Hendricks, NASCAR, and Goodyear all partnered together for this.
Goodyear
And-
trying to get back into Le Mans.
Yeah. And
Or garbage tire.
yeah. But there was this whole thing about like, would they actually get it because they didn't fulfill their end of the bargain or end of the deal and develop this hybrid powertrain? And essentially it was like, well, yeah, they put out the money, they put out the effort, and we're going to give it to them. And it's like, I would have loved it if the governing body for the 24 Hours of Le Mans was like, no, you didn't uphold your end. You don't get it. But it would have.
I'm really
not
shocked.
It's a money deal at this point.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm really shocked the FIA didn't do it because there's such, because I mean, it's the FIA for crying out loud.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I saw, and I'm not an F1 fan. And it's nothing specific against F1. I don't like parades of any kind. So I'm not just picking
Hold
on-
on. You say this, and in about 1 month in like 13 days is the biggest morning parade you will see for about 3 hours before
What, Monaco?
Actually, that's not a parade. It's part of the pre-race pageant, and I was a part of it for 4 years.
Sure feels like a parade.
No, he's
Well, no, the parade
Isn't
is
he
on
talking about
Saturday,
Monaco?
and it's horrible.
no. Okay.
But
Oh, never mind.
oh, so anyhow, so the shirt that I saw, it said, sorry, I'm going to say the name, Herta/Andretti, make F1 great again.
Get the fuck out of here. God.
Oh.
I was like, all right.
Oh, I got something for this.
It made me chuckle.
I'm really tired of hearing about how Herta is the only one that could even possibly make a jump. It's like
Oh no, absolutely. But as far as
he either
sure,
wins
makes you
or he
laugh, go.
crashes. There is no.
And like,
No, he wins or he cries.
they're acting like he's gonna go to like he's gonna end up in F1 and magically change everything. He's gonna wander around in the back of the pack like everybody else. I can't stand this whole thing of like, oh, Herta's gonna make F1. You know, he's gonna go to F1 and dominate, and Andretti's coming back, and they're gonna be they're gonna
No,
be.
I don't think any of that. But it's just the shirt did make me chuckle though.
Andretti can't even avoid stepping over on his own dick in IndyCar. What makes you think he's going to handle F1?
I mean, I said a lot of that, and also like they've got so many cars in IndyCar that like when you're up to 5 or 6 cars, like maybe make sure you've got all that shit on lock before you go into a new series, because
you can't even get your IndyCar shit in order, and yet you think you're going to step up to the biggest of the big leagues. I mean,
right?
the budget's like 10 times the amount. What you that you don't have the people. Well, for one, you don't even got the people. What do you do? You're just gonna promote some of your IndyCar people up there, and then what? Replace your IndyCar people with, like, I get it, trying to bring up the other talent from Indy NXT and up the ladder and stuff like that, but that's a huge, massive jump. You're gonna take all of your talent, all your engineering talent, all of your car mechanic talent, and you're just gonna strip IndyCar to its bones to support 2 cars in F1.
that are going to be backmarkers.
That's going to be backmarkers. And nobody wants you there because it's in their own financial disinterest to have another team. Why do you think they're petitioning? They want like $600 million in like a fee or whatever out of Andretti to get him in, because that's how much he will dilute the overall prize pool of money that goes to all the F1 teams. So, picks for Long Beach. Who we thinking? Otto Award did set top of the speed charts today. 106.6999, so 106.219 miles per hour. Not quite near the track record, but all this was on black tires. We will see the green Waiule. I've been practicing.
Yes.
Look at you.
Yes. Getting the alternate tires tomorrow, so we should see a substantial decrease in times. They were reporting that IMSA with the GTDs and the repaving in the turn 6 area dropped about a second overall per lap, and that's GTD. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
willing
So the slowest series in IMSA is now slightly less slower. That's
correct, but what impact is
tough.
that going to have up the chain? Car
Well, I
20
mean, me
set the
personally, when
lap
I
record last year, and so I have a feeling it will probably fall again this year.
I mean, I can't wait to have some green sidewall tires my next purchase. I think it'll look awesome.
I heard that you can get some spray paint. Just spray paint the sidewall of your tire green.
No, I've
There
done
you
that
go.
with black to make it look like I use a lot of like tire wet, you know.
Permanent tire shine.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
I don't know how long the paint lasts because I totaled the truck next day.
of course. Well, I will say, I mean, Rossi has historically done well at this track. And he
You're
wasn't
the
too
winner.
far. Yep, he has. And so I kind of hope that he has a really good breakout weekend. I would love to see another Rossi win at Long Beach.
It's very well possible. I mean, all three McLaren cars were in the top 10 in practice today.
Yeah.
It's becoming a thing.
It is, which I mean, good for them.
Yeah, and also noticeably absent from, well, the entire top 10 is all three Penske cars.
Well, practice doesn't mean anything for Penske cars.
That's true. I forgot that the sandbags
The
are
sandbags are still on.
they're
So
still on the chassis somehow.
yep.
Can't make it look too obvious now. Come on.
But I mean, there was actually a decent number of off-track excursions during practice today. Drivers pushing it to the limits, probably pushing a little. I mean, if the weather's cooler, you're going to want to push it a little bit harder. Maybe pushing it just a little bit too hard.
So how many times did Graham do it?
It's a good question. I don't think this stat sheet goes that long.
The stat sheet's not that big for each driver. Come on.
So I think for this race, I'm gonna go Scotty McLaughlin. He's done really well at road courses. I think he could win this. I don't know why I have that feeling. I just have that feeling like McLaughlin could win this.
I mean, it's not a bad bet.
No, he's fast. He's determined this year. I mean, it's his third year at Penske, and everybody knows he's been told his third year is a year he should be in that championship hunt, and needs some real results. I mean, 1Z, 2Z race wins and poles aren't going to cut it there at Penske. I mean, at other teams, that's like you're the best driver ever.
Yeah.
You're able to pull off that type of results, but when you're driving for the captain, that's an expectation at a minimum. But looking through the top 10 practice, a good name, Callum Ilott finishing in the top 10.
Dude, I love that. First off, I love Callum Ilott. And secondly, I love Juncos Racing, Juncos Hollinger. Love it. Love Ricardo Juncos. Nobody in IndyCar works harder than that man.
No, I'm glad they have two cars this year.
Oh, I am too. And I love seeing them do well. I love seeing all their effort pay off.
But yeah, but in spite of all that, I'm probably gonna go Marcus Ericsson. The three actually kind of maybe Marcus Armstrong finishing 19th, but yeah, 3 of the 4 Ganassi cars there in the top 10 as well. Dixon second, and Ericsson 4th, and Palou 6th. So I mean, Ericsson went in there in St. Pete. He's got a good start to the season. So yeah, I'm gonna put my money on some Ganassi cars this weekend.
think that's another good choice.
And then we all know Frank's going willpower, so we can go ahead and move on from
I
there.
mean, what, you know everything, do you? I could say someone else. I won't, but I could.
But he could. He could.
He totally could. I could totally see him saying car 26 for pole and win.
Yeah, no, I don't think that one's happening.
Mm-mm.
No.
So we were talking about Andretti real quick. Do you know how many cars they actually have racing
28.
under the Andretti name?
Oh, 27.
Isn't it like
Six.
seven or eight between the Indy NXT and IndyCar, and then their Formula E and the rally?
Or are you just talking IndyCar with like them and any
No, Andretti Autosports as a whole.
Oh, they're up near 60.
16.
16?
Yes, there's a Extreme E. There's one Extreme E vehicle, two Formula E. There's two IMSA vehicles. They look like they're LMP3 cars. But I know they also have a collaboration with I think it's not Meyer Shank.
Yeah,
Wayne Taylor Racing. IndyCar, they have 5. Indy Next, they have 4. And then they have 2 Australian supercars.
Well, they don't really have that many in Indy Next.
On their website, they have Lewis Foster, Hunter McElroy, Jamie Chadwick, and James Rowe listed.
Mm-hmm.
James Rowe.
So yeah, whenever we were talking about how many cars they had, I wanted to look that up. So they have 16 total vehicles racing under Andretti, and now they're trying to add, it'd be 2 Formula One cars.
Again, get your house in order before you continue adding more cars.
Mm-hmm.
And to Michael's credit and discredit, he runs his organization as a business.
Yes.
Like any business, it has to make money. In motorsport, going in it as a money-making venture.
He proved it with having Marco there so long. You're right.
Yeah, it is not easy to make money in racing.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
And to have to rely on profits as your driving force of your business can lead to very short-sighted business decisions that can very much stifle innovation and growth and success. I've seen it happen countless times in business.
The nice thing about racing is if you're an owner, the drivers pay you a whole lot of money. You don't pay them most of the time anyway.
Yeah, he will live he'll live a good life. But
yeah, he won't ever get a haircut apparently, but live the good life.
no, and he could stand to lose a few pounds.
Yeah, he looked bad on Texas. On Texas,
yeah, he did not look good.
Missy's like,
I'm like, oh, Michael.
Is that Michael Andretti? What happened? She goes, like he's been dealing with Grosjean crashing his entire team out every week.
Oh my gosh. Some of the post-race meetings at Andretti, like to be a fly on the wall.
Who do you think's more toxic, Andretti or Red Bull before their championships?
Cool.
That's a toughie. Because Andretti's guys aren't intentionally taking each other out, whereas Red Bulls were definitely doing that. So
yeah.
But anyway, so the upcoming race, did you go through the schedule for the upcoming weekend or?
Yeah, mentioned IndyCar qualifying.
Okay. Sorry, I had to deal with a kid upstairs at one point.
I didn't get the exact times. I will pull back up correspondence from Arnie stating such figures as, oh boy, Yes, tomorrow morning, Saturday, 11:45 a.m. Eastern time. Practice 2 for only 45 minutes compared to today's 75 minutes. And then at about 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time is qualifying. Good old Fast 6
What
knockout.
are you looking on the IndyCar website?
I'm looking in the fast facts that I received the other day.
So on the IndyCar website, it has the qualifying. It starts at 3:05. It ends at 4:20.
Woo! Good time to finish. That is the best time of the day to finish qualifying. Now that's also local to the track,
Right.
So
It's very
I
cool.
will have already partaken in those festivities before that. And then on Sunday, warm up at noon Eastern, and then at about 3:30 or 3 o'clock Eastern, TV broadcast starts with the green flag at about 3:45.
Such a late race for the West Coast too. Oh,
I mean, it's noon West Coast.
Yeah, it's noon West Coast.
That's normal time for the start.
very
And
true. Very true.
then after that, it's Barber, and then into the month of May. Actually, next week the open test at Indy for the Oval.
Also on 420.
I know. I wanted to take the day off and have a little call it a holiday at the track.
I love the holidays.
Love holidays at the track, but it's okay. I got my snake pit wristbands
There you go.
and my tickets, my grandstand seats, and
Oh,
the general admission because I'm bringing some friends, bringing the fiance down for our first Indy 500, and
Nice.
had my seats on the start finish line for a Yard of Bricks for like 7 years, and it'll be the first year I've actually sat in my seats. I'll get to look across the way at where I used to sit
Yep.
behind the glass in the air conditioning.
See, I can never watch a race there. I always sit with my family.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I wish I had like family there, but now I will have people, friends, and
Yeah.
family there, and go party in the snake pit with all my friends who are usually on one or more forms of drugs.
You know, it's funny you should say that because I actually joke that like you need to be on drugs to be in the snake pit on race day. Like it's a
I will be.
requirement.
I will be.
And
Otherwise,
like in my opinion, like more than just pot. Like pot's not quite hard enough.
Pot and weed and maybe shroom.
just take an 8-ball.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would
honestly.
make my heart explode.
Yeah.
That would not be
Like
good.
if your heartbeat doesn't match the beat of the EDM, like you haven't done enough lines. You're not prepared to
Especially,
enter
like,
the
when it
snake pit.
goes up and down, and then you just feel it in your body. Oh, it's so good. Just feel the beat. Feel the beat.
that's what ecstasy's for. Yeah.
That's exactly what we're trying to do.
Oh, Jared, those race times, those were Eastern times.
Good job,
Yep.
dumbass. I'm kidding.
It says here at track schedule all times local, and then it said today's practice at 3 to 4:15 p.m.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking on the IndyCar website. It showed today was 6 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. Eastern.
The IndyCar website shows it as they always convert it to Eastern. The press release I get always shows local time at the track.
So that qualifying will end 4:20 Eastern time. So
What pisses me off about them using
Oh,
Eastern
yes,
so
it
much
is. Yeah,
is they don't even have a
3:05.
track
So
in
for-
yeah.
I'll actually get to watch it then because I have a black tie formal tux event tomorrow night at 6. So I will be able to watch qualifying. Yes.
Will you be serving the champagne or?
I will be receiving the champagne.
Oh,
nice.
okay, right on.
So yeah, for tomorrow you got practice from 11:45 to 12:45, qualifying 3:05 to 4:20, and then at 5 o'clock starts the IMSA race.
Right on.
Then Sunday, well, yeah, you got the warm up at noon to 12:30, and then the race at 3 to 6. There's apparently also Porsche Carrera Cup going on, but I can't find. It doesn't show what channel that's going to be on. I think it's on IMSA TV's website.
I think Patrick Thompson is racing in that this year.
Really?
He's been in the last few years.
I don't know if it would be the same, but I know they used to show Porsche Carrera Cup on ESPN with F1. So I don't know if it's the same one.
No, it's the FIA one.
Okay.
No, the one you're thinking about, it's actually that's an IMSA series.
Okay.
It's done by, it's like an IMSA whatever. It's like I don't need to repeat what I just said.
But yeah, like I said earlier, it's going to be a great weekend if you got the Peacock subscription, because it looks like everything. I mean, all the IndyCar stuff is going to be on Peacock. The IMSA race, it looks like it's going to. It says that the only available on stream in the United States on Peacock Premium, but it's also on USA. So,
okay, that makes sense. What, it's streaming there, but it's on USA.
Yeah, it's streaming on Peacock, but it's being broadcast on.
It's only
USA.
a 2.5 hour race, right? I mean,
it's a 2 hour race.
About that,
Yeah, because it's 100 minutes, and then you're gonna have the lead up, and then the post race stuff. So it'll be about 2 hours.
I mean, what's funnier watching IndyCars try to take over the last hairpin is watching the big LMP1 cars try to do it, or whatever they call it now. What do they call it now? That they tell
hold on.
Now
GTP cars.
I've given up. I have just given up.
Yeah, it is GTP.
Yeah, for this race, you're gonna have the GTPs and the GTD cars. So you're gonna have the big prototypes, and then you're gonna have the production, like the Astons, the Ferraris.
Really fast and the really slow. Remember that time Aaron blocked the entire track, and then GTD got banned for like 3 years.
Yeah, that was the race that Andy Lally went after. Went after him after the race. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. That
should have
that tough guy, Andy Lally. Real big tough guy.
Yeah. It's like Leprechaun coming down pit lane after you.
You're a shitty driver if you have that man coming after you.
Exactly. All right. Well.
Yep.
Big thanks everybody for tuning in, and big thanks Frank, Matt, and Abby. Appreciate everybody coming on, everybody tuning in, and go Pato this weekend.
Yeah,
definitely.
Hey, hopefully he won't get a second place finish and actually get to step on the top of the podium.
And maybe Ray Hall might finish a race. That might be crazy too.
I mean, if he doesn't, it's a shame because it was his race.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's his race already.
Every time he doesn't finish, it was his race.
He tied his shoes without getting his finger stuck. It's his race.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys, as always.
Yeah, always. And all right, cool. Done recording. Sweet.
Yay.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
We're still live, though.
We're still live, though.
Oh.
I'm like, real quick.